Welcome to our channel, Bravo News. Tom Sandoval drops bombshell on how he's getting ready for tour. Fans can't believe his method. The announcement that shook Bravo. Tom Sandoval had always lived for the spotlight. From the very first moment he swaggered onto Bravo screens in his skinny jeans and eyeliner, he was destined to polarize. Some adored him, others loathed him, but nobody ever ignored him. Now, just as Vanderpump Rules fans thought they'd seen every scandal he could deliver, Tom dropped a bombshell. He was heading out on his biggest tour yet. But it wasn't just the announcement that sent shockwaves across the Bravoverse. It was how he confessed he was preparing. On his Instagram Live, clutching a mug of herbal tea and sporting a hoodie pulled tight around his face, he smirked into the camera and said, "It starts tomorrow, and let's just say I'm prepping in a way that nobody expects." The internet lost it. Was he going full monk mode, another bizarre Sandoval experiment? Or was this just another PR stunt? Within minutes, hashtags trended. Tom Sandoval Tour. Scandoval Part 2. Tom goes on the road. For Ariana Madix, still carving her post-Scandoval independence, the timing felt pointed. "Of course he's doing this now," she muttered to friends. For Lala Kent, it was content. For Sheena Shea, it was a text message chain lighting up with memes and side-eye emojis. But for Tom Sandoval, this wasn't about Bravo. This was his redemption arc, and he was determined to write it on his own terms. A tour built on chaos. The band, Tom Sandoval and the Most Extras, wasn't new. They'd played bars, small venues, and even private Bravo parties where castmates drunkenly swayed to covers of 90s hits. But this time it was different. This was a national tour. Dozens of cities, hundreds of fans and critics waiting to see if Tom could pull it off. Rehearsals were chaos. The drummer complained about the late-night band meetings that somehow turned into impromptu Bravo gossip sessions. The backup singers grumbled about Sandoval demanding they try experimental choreography he found on TikTok. And his manager, exhausted from putting out fires, whispered to a friend, "Honestly, I don't even know if we're ready." But Sandoval, he's convinced this tour will be the thing that saves him. And then came the revelation of his prep method. The unexpected routine. Most rock stars prep for tour with vocal warm-ups, cardio, and gallons of green juice. But not Tom Sandoval. His method was bizarre. In an exclusive Bravo interview, he leaned back in his chair, his rings clinking against a glass of kombucha, and revealed, "I've been sleeping in the tour bus, parked in my driveway, for weeks. I need to know the rhythm of the road, the noises, the energy. I don't want to be thrown off when we actually hit the highway." Yes, Tom Sandoval had moved out of his bed and into a tour bus stationed outside his Valley Village home. Neighbors spotted him strumming his guitar at midnight, pacing the narrow bus aisles in slippers, and occasionally blasting fog machines to get used to stage conditions. The internet tore him apart. "This man will do anything but reflect," one fan tweeted. "Imagine living next door to this chaos," another quipped. Ariana herself allegedly laughed when she heard the news, telling friends, "Of course he's doing this now. Only Tom would think sleeping in a parked bus makes him a rock star." But Tom Sandoval wasn't joking. He swore by his prep, and when TMZ caught up to him, he doubled down. "People don't get it. It's about authenticity. You can't fake the grind. It starts tomorrow and I'm ready." Cast reactions, Bravo explodes. Of course, the Vanderpump Rules cast couldn't stay silent. Sheena Shea, never one to miss a content opportunity, filmed a podcast episode where she reenacted Tom's bus life, complete with a blanket fort in her living room. "This man," she sighed, shaking her head, "he is really committed to the bit." James Kennedy went harder. On his DJ set livestream, he mocked Sandoval with a beat drop labeled "The Bus Tour." "Bruv, imagine thinking you're Mick Jagger when really you're just Mick Flop," he sneered. Lala Kent took it to Instagram stories. "Let me get this straight," she ranted. "Instead of prepping like a professional, he's cosplaying being famous in his front yard? Babe, wake up. This isn't Coachella." Even Lisa Vanderpump couldn't resist a subtle jab when asked by Page 6, "Well, Tom has always been a little theatrical. I suppose if the neighbors don't mind, neither should I. But, darling, he better put that same effort into his performances." Bravo fans ate it up. The feud wasn't about Ariana anymore. It was about Tom's eccentric journey to prove himself and whether he would crash and burn spectacularly. The night before. On the eve of the tour's kickoff, tension buzzed through Tom's camp. The band wasn't convinced, the manager kept checking ticket sales, and Tom himself, he was vibrating with a mix of nerves and ego. At 2 a.m., he posted a cryptic Instagram story, a shot of his tour bus window streaked with condensation. The words scrawled across it, "It all starts tomorrow, I'm ready." But was he? That night, whispers spread that Ariana might make a surprise appearance in the same city for a brand collab. The thought of sharing headlines again with the women who defined his scandal sent Tom spiraling. He blasted music in the bus until sunrise, pacing like a caged animal, convinced that tomorrow would be either his rebirth or his downfall. The first show and the drama. When the curtain rose that next evening, the venue was packed, not just with fans, but with Bravo cameras, gossip bloggers, and even a few hecklers in Team Ariana shirts. Tom strutted onto the stage, eyeliner sharp, microphone in hand. For a moment, the crowd roared. It was the validation he craved. But then, midway through his second song, disaster struck. The fog machine jammed, filling the stage with a choking haze. Backup singers stumbled, the drummer missed a beat, and in the chaos, Tom screamed into the mic, "I've been living for this, sleeping on that damn bus for this moment. You don't get it. I'm a survivor." Fans weren't sure if it was rehearsed or a meltdown, but the internet instantly clipped it, dubbing it Sandoval's bus breakdown. The aftermath. The next morning, Bravo headlines exploded. Tom Sandoval's first tour show ends in fog machine fiasco. Was his prep worth it? Fans questioned sleeping in a bus strategy. Ariana Madix seen across town smiling with new boyfriend, while Tom's tour implodes. For Tom, it was devastating, but also exactly what he wanted: attention, conversation, drama. And as he sipped his tea back on the bus, scrolling through memes about his meltdown, he smirked. Love me or hate me, you're still watching. And just like that, Tom Sandoval had turned his bizarre prep into another Bravo legend. What comes next? The tour rolled on. Some nights were disasters, others were surprisingly electric. Fans booed, cheered, live tweeted, and debated endlessly. But one thing was certain. Tom Sandoval had managed once again to keep himself at the center of pop culture conversation. The Bravo editors already teased that the tour and his infamous prep method would be a storyline in the next season of Vanderpump Rules. Castmates rolled their eyes, Ariana rolled her eyes harder, but Tom, he leaned in. Because for Tom Sandoval, the road wasn't just about music. It was about proving that no matter how messy, chaotic, or bizarre his methods, he would always find a way to stay in the spotlight. And as his bus rumbled toward the next city, Sandoval whispered to himself, "It starts tomorrow, every single night." Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to our channel for regular updates.